Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Isles of Sea and Sky, which is the name of this video game, where I have been spending some time looking at the star puzzles we have left here. And if I'm honest with you, I'm starting to worry. So, okay, first of all, I went back and I watched the credit sequence from last time. 109. The game gave us a counter of our current stars out of 109. So there are 18 stars as yet unaccounted for. There's like a half dozen left on this island, something like that. So we're still missing a tremendous amount somewhere. That's a problem for another day. The stars that we can account for are today's problems. And I have been looking at these puzzles, fiddling around with them, and honestly, y'all, I'm a little unsure whether I'm going to be able to complete this game. And I do not say that lightly about a puzzle game, because I feel like we've been through some pretty difficult stuff together, right? We got through Baba Is You and Steven's Sausage Roll, and anyway. This one, at least, I think I have the sense of it. So, I was talking last episode, about how it doesn't even help us to get a guy over here if we can't hold down that button somehow. And I had assumed that I would be able to solidify that black hole down there, turn it into a chest, and have it hold the button down long enough to maneuver the guy through where the obstruction is, push the crate into the hole, and move forward. Turns out not to be the case. However, once again, I'm not thinking in terms of us having a pair of shadow clones to work with. So I'm pretty sure what I need to do on this one is maneuver both of these guys through, have one of them just stand on the button while the other one pushes the crate into the thing, and then I guess they both need to move through so that one of them can die to that fire. Those fires do go out when these guys touch them, right? I'm actually not... Okay, let's test it. We can probably do this. So, that's no good. Okay, I can go right over here. This is going to be another one of those sort of successive approximation things as I try to get these two through here alive, which I do not think is going to be trivial. Okay, so at this point, I need to reposition the second one for being able to walk down. I need to be able to walk like here? No, because I still need to be able to go right afterwards. So it's more like I need to change our sync by one more column at least. That way it can be like this. Now that we're here, I can... Actually, maybe I want to keep you right there, because then I can push the air elemental, have him reposition this dude. Okay, well, I got one of them in the right area at least. Let me move myself back into an area where I have more freedom of movement. Okay, so with this, if I press right now, will they both step left with that space remaining filled the whole time so that they'll never be... Oh, right, they don't walk left in unison anyway. One of them pushes the other one. So I kind of need them to do that thing at the same time, right? Well, I guess not. If I can get... Okay. I need you to get behind the crystal. But if I can just guide the other guy through the other crystal location, it'll be okay. Sorry, I want to go up, actually. And then... Oh, am I going to kill... the other dude, because I need to be able to step them 2 spaces left here. All right, if I go up to change our sync a little bit, and then I go down twice, there we go. Now I can create this situation. Now I have a guy on the crystal in that little pocket where we can move almost anywhere we want, actually. And also the other guy in a position right. Pretty dangerous stuff, actually. So I press right now. And then go down, down, down. And then at this moment, I want to press right so they go left. Yeah, and then we're creating all of these corners, which is actually really convenient for moving them. So like I can reset here. And moment of truth. Okay. One of them dying does reset the position of that. Push this a little bit so that I can... There we go. Okay. Now we can shove this guy. And my plan here, my overall plan, the big thing I was trying to prep was, now we have access to the 3 air elementals, which in theory gives us enough air elementals to create a bridge over the spikes. So frustratingly, I still have to be safeguarding this dude's health. Okay, maybe it's better I do this. Where do I want this air elemental to end up? Like... Well, not there. Actually, hold on a second. I'm seeing a hole in my plan. So I was thinking, how did I ever think this was going to work? What I was originally thinking was, if we can get the 3 air elementals over top of the over top of the 3 spike spaces, we can create a situation where our hero can just get, chain pushed across, and then obviously we can jump over the little gap and hit the bell. But first of all, that requires me to have an air elemental over that top right space facing left, which is not something that could ever happen because you can't enter that space while moving left. And if we use an air elemental to move another air elemental, they always end up facing the direction they were moved in. Also, there's the obvious problem that if all 3 of the air elementals are on those spaces, how was I going to push the hero into one of the air elementals, which is another did not actually think it through kind of problem. So if that's not going to work... I have tested this, right? It's not just as simple as having the air elemental ring the gong. No, okay. They can play pipes, they can't ring gongs. Obviously, that would be silly. And these dudes cannot jump pits. Yeah, they do not have capes. Really pretty poor clones overall. Well, okay, so can we construct an environment? It actually should be pretty easy to construct an environment in which this guy just gets flung over the pit, right? That's going to require at least 2 air elementals because we have to have one of them push him into the other one. But that should be like extremely doable, right? What I need... Okay, so the idea would be... You want to leave one right there. Right? And then... Shit. And then the frustrating part is I have to do all of this while keeping his dumbass alive. Okay. Be in the top row. And this is like a little bit annoying, but I'm trying to trying to not change his relative position too much. So if you push this guy over there, because we couldn't have pushed that elemental over there ourselves because we would have been standing on the green button, which would have had the bollard up and us. Obviously problematic. So you need to be in a position where that guy's going to be able to push you. Am I better off being up here? Oh. You know, I wasn't really thinking about it a moment ago, but the shadow clone gets pushed 2 spaces by the air elementals instead of 1. That's interesting. Because most objects get pushed 2 spaces by the air elementals, but the character only gets shoved 1, right? So that changes the math on this situation a little bit, but I guess not really that much, though. Wait, I need to do this in a place where I'm not going to walk into spikes doing it. Right? So this should work. Okay. Yeah, once you get your... don't do that. Once you get your concepts figured out, this one's not so bad. Now, I do have some questions about that bottom of the screen part here. I'm just going to go ahead and reset the screen. Do we want to try to figure this out? Does this actually look like anything at all? Well, I guess one big question is it even possible to get 2 air elementals over here? Because if I try to move that one around, I'm just trading this one's spot for it, right? And that's problematic because I can't push you up, can't push you left. And I would need to be air elementaled over this pit. We could get one of the little dudes air elementaled over the pit, but I can't imagine that they're able to move the rocks around, right? See, the obvious problem is that when I get down there, I'm also not going to be able to do that. Because the pressing right into that series of diggable rocks is just going to put us in that corner. So, like, this is almost certainly just a real dead end, right? I cannot conceive of how I would even... If I set shadow clones back up to the top left area, use them to get that top left elemental out of the top left. We're still not making use of any of this stuff over here at all. The extra clone machinery of this area, and I don't know how we would necessarily. It does feel like red herrings, because like what purpose could it possibly serve? But what I'm thinking is if we could get 3 elementals into play over here, then I could have another one waiting over top of the hole there. But it's entirely possible that tree stump probably is just a blocking tile, right? It's super weird for them to have built a way, like a path down south, unless you can break through that. But sometimes they just do shit for no reason. For example, this stuff to my upper left. So I don't know. I do think this game has some real signaling problems, like when something is part of a puzzle and when something isn't. But one problem with the whole thing is that even if you did use use shadow clones to free that elemental up there, all I would be doing is pushing it into this position, because when it pushes this guy out, it will just take its place. And then we still can't access that either. So we'd only have 2 clones, or 2 things to work with anyway. Because I'm thinking it would take one positioned on the spikes, another one to push us through, the one positioned over the spikes. And then from there, we could push the one that is over the spikes upward and have him move back down to push us onto one of them situated on top of the hole. I guess, actually though, maybe it's not that difficult. Because I might be able to just block the hole with one of these, right? And then all I have to do is get an elemental to, or not an elemental, get a shadow clone to push down on that while I'm in the right position. What is my plan here? It's probably going to involve one of these guys, actually. Using one of these guys to break the symmetry of our motions a bunch. Wait, why did I think I was going to be able to use a shadow clone to step over spikes to push up? Okay, my brain. But if I use an air elemental, it'll push the thing 2 squares, right? So if I put it onto here and then wake up the air elemental. Okay. So now that's traversable. If I just... But the problem here is that I need to be pushed onto the space the air elemental's on in order to test it, and the only way to do that is to get myself another air elemental to shove myself with. Well, I mean, we can do it, right? Let's go ahead and just do it. Shit. I just have to reproduce the sequence of moves that I used to make this happen last time. Nope, that's not part of it. Oh, okay, because that I was like, why did that even happen? But now I see now. It's so weird that push even... Well, I guess it's not that weird. I was going to say that push even works. Okay, this lets us hook you under there. And then I immediately ruin it. Oh, wait. Can't do that. I can't have him step on a crystal space yet. Shoot, I think I separated them too much. At some point here, this is problematic. Because I need to be in this area for a lot of this stuff, right? I need to be over here where I have a lot more freedom to move. Shoot, and I need to be able to just walk to the right across here. We didn't have this problem last time because I was in a completely different spot last time. All right. Okay, I guess it's fine. You know what? We'll leave the crystal as it is. I just have to be very cautious about the movement of the guy down there. No, I don't think this is going to work. Ugh. Like, we can definitely do this, because we did. But I broke my approach somewhere over here because last time I didn't get them so separated. Okay, so it was something like this. Then I moved in here. Oh, not like that. Okay, well, I could get them both over here. That's fine. That gives me the time to dip one of them down to there. Okay. So now we can get them both into the bottom area at the same time, which is critical. Very important stuff. I don't think this block does anything. It's just getting pushed a lot because it's in my way. I feel much better about that way of getting them across the crystals, I'll say that. Okay. Now we have these excellent corners that we can get them stuck on, which allow me to reposition myself really well for moving them around. Shoot, I need to do that slightly differently. So you get pushed. You don't actually go anywhere just yet. Yeah, I just need you to be like one space closer. There we go. Okay. So now this air elemental is out in a place where we can manipulate it more effectively. And I no longer need the shadow clone. And so this should do the job. If we were to press right, it would be very bad for us. That's okay. We don't have to. I am just testing though. Okay, and the tree is actually 100% solid, and we can't get down there, and they just build it looking like that to make you go crazy because the person who designed this game is unnecessarily cruel. Fine. Star earned. Ugh. Alright. This one. So, I'm not really sure how to approach either of these. I said this one, but there are two of them. One of them is going to involve shooting a fire elemental shot through enough fire elemental shots through this central area that we can clear the path between the fire elemental and the gong, ring the gong with a fireball, and then walk over here and grab the star. So that's going to take a fair number of shots. This is all going to be redirected shots too. So I guess one thing that I want to do it's 2 shots to destroy a wooden crate, right? So we need to fire a total of 9 shots then. We're going to have to expend 3 elementals worth of fire on this. How am I going to actually make that happen? Because I can't push the elemental that's in the row, right? We don't actually get to use any of its fireballs. And I think just pressing down here might be a trap, actually. Because we probably need to redirect fire from the ones over there to the left. But in order to do that, we're going to have to move this thing around in a way that's not very conducive to it. Like, alright, first of all, hold on a second. I gotta... Okay. So, like... I actually have to push you up again, don't I? And then from this position, we can... I gotta figure out a way to do this where I'm not close enough to these blocks for it to be a problem. See, that's a problem. That's going to cause wasted fireballs. Okay, I was able to desync us positionally just enough. But if I press left, it is gonna, yeah, it's gonna spawn it. Shit. So I need to break our verticality even a little bit more. All right. Right, and I did it this way instead of... I need to get you to not be on... Oh boy. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to stand here so I can press right twice. Get you stuck over there. Push this guy down a space. So we lost a bunch of... If I press left, it's going to spawn that box. Shoot, I need to... Once again, I need to break the way he's interpreting my vertical instructions. Obviously, it would be very bad for me to press left right now. Oh, that pushed it into the hole. That's actually really helpful. I didn't even think about that. Okay. So now I just need to generate one more fireball. Which, unfortunately, I cannot do. Under any circumstances at all? Well, that seems right. Huh. So yeah, I had to basically I had to spend 2 of the fireballs from this rightmost, from the elemental directly above us, to enable both of the elementals over there to get all 3 of their fireballs into the actual path. So we were able to fire 7 total meaningful shots, but unfortunately it is going to require an 8th. I can't move this one left. I can't get the shadow dude to... Yeah, I can't get the shadow dude to come over here in any meaningful way, right? Well, I guess actually that's not true. It's probably still true. I was going to say that's not true because I've created this this walkable pathway now. But how am I going to get him across all of that, right? Like, that's not happening. Like, I can get him into it. And I suppose I can use that little... Because he has the capacity to push that upper fire elemental from the left. So if I can use this thing to get him to... move left, which is a little tricky. I would have to get him to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps left, and then to move upward. And I can't take any rightward steps during that process. One, 2, nope, I have to, right, I can't go up while he's in that particular space. There's lots of spaces around here where it is fine for me to go up. That's not one of them. I I might not want to do that, actually. Yeah, you can see we're going to run out of room here real fucking fast. And there's no way for me to go further to the right. Like, I can't desync him anywhere in the corridor. I'm trying to think, like, he's going to be able to move the fire elemental to the right. Then it's going to have to be aimed downward after that. And it has to still have a fireball loaded for that downward move, which means we can spend up to a single fireball prior to that. It's not great. It's not great. Because that means I can't use it to like destroy some of these shadow blocks to create a more walkable path, right? I can, right now, just have it like carve through here, right? But if I do this, then there all of a sudden isn't a point in having done so, because what's he even going to do when he gets over here? So when there's no way to get the shadow guy to come across from the top. Maybe this is meant to be done from the other side? If I was on the other side, I used the shadow clone to rearrange the fire elementals on the right side here, and then I did the shooting on the left. We could have the fire elemental, or the shadow clone at some point, move that top left elemental, because we'd be able to scoop him into the area where all these boxes are, because he can survive contact with them while they're black holes. But I can't survive traversal of the middle corridor. The blocks will be blocks for me, which is to say that they will have collision. I will end up pushing the first one of them into the second one of them, and then that locks the corridor. Or even if there was just one of them, the position of that pedestal would mean one of them locks the corridor. So yeah, no, there's no way for me to actually get the star except for me to be the person who's on the right side of the room. I'm fairly sure that's right. So, that being the case, is there a better way to do this? Is there a better way to do the part of this that we already did? Can I do this in fewer than 7 successful fireballs? I really don't see a way, honestly. Like, how would I... Yeah, no, I just don't see a way. Because I would have to push the rightmost fire elemental, at the very least, up then down to enable the... Well, okay, that's kind of interesting. Up then down. Absorb all the fire. No, that doesn't. I was trying to figure out a way to squeeze an extra fireball out of this this elemental here, because we can move it into vertical position to take advantage of. We can move it into the vertical position to redirect after we've spent all 3 of its fireballs, right? But there's no way to spend 2 of its fireballs. No, I'm wrong. I'm just being silly. Okay, no, this totally works. I'm not thinking ahead enough. Could you just get in the hole for a second there? No, that doesn't really work. Okay. Whatever. This is fine. Because I can, in fact, just fire all these down. I was thinking, well, once you press him down twice, he can no longer be pressed upward. But that's not actually true. We have room to engage in Sokoban up here. So that's the solution. It's not really all that hard. I'm not thinking ahead enough. Okay. So now, right, I need to be somewhere else for this. Okay, then I need to make sure that you're not going to press on that in an awkward moment. Okay, there we go. Get this reconnected, and then there it is. Okay, one more. Yeah, I feel a little silly for how long it took me. But again, like, this is one of those things where, like, I quietly made the assumption that we were keeping that fire elemental kind of like in the fire zone until everything was over, without really thinking about it, without intending to make the assumption. And then, with that assumption made, the puzzle's impossible. And I needed to notice the weird assumption that I had quietly, silently, unbeknownst even to myself, made. I don't know if this is like the thing that gets everybody about puzzles, but it is very often the thing that gets me. It's just I make a little guess that turns out not to be necessary. Okay, so now we need to figure out how to access this star. And it looks to me like this is probably just shooting a lot of fireballs along this row. And I have to be very careful to make sure that I am in position to make them solid when the fire comes by, right? So that would seem to require pushing this guy down. Oh, don't do that. I'm gonna get myself a little bit of functional desync here. Okay. And then shoot, I can't quite. Okay, well actually this is good. This will let me desync us a little bit. Okay, so this will let me hook them under here, which lets me create all the space I need. Okay, so oh, no. I want to make sure that I don't create the reality of any of those, of either of those blocks over there. We don't need those destroyed. Now I need 4 more fireballs through here. And in theory, I should be able to get that out of the 2 fire elementals that are on this side, right? That seems pretty doable. So now I need to draw you up here. Probably best we don't do that. Okay. Pretty beautiful. Shoot. Not ideal. Yeah, I need to change our sync a little bit again. If I press up here, I'm gonna despawn the box. Shoot. How do I make this work again? I mean, it's not the biggest deal in the world if one space gets wasted. If one fireball gets wasted, I mean. But obviously, it's not very good. Thing is, I need him to be one space left, or one space right, rather, of where he is now, so I can press left, up, and the fireball can go to the spot it needs to be. And this would be the way to redirect him, but I can't do this because of the, because of the I'll die. Well, now I've created a predicament. Yeah, this is going to give us the same issue as before. Thing is, I can't use this like largish, relatively open area above me to reposition in any meaningful way, because as things stand, I can't get into it without pushing one of the elementals. I need 3 more successful shots. If I waste one here, can I still get this done? I think it's a critical question. Well, I guess I can't really, like... There's no way for me to reorient him anyway, so like I can't actually make that any better no matter what I do. Yeah, the way the space is shaped, it's actually extremely limiting. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, never mind. It wouldn't work. I was going to say, Now that I can jump over that hole to the north, I can fire some shots from the elementals on my half of the map, which ordinarily is not a thing that's easy to do, right? But because of the fact that we can jump over the hole, walk down to their right, and push them left to destroy the block that would be to their left in that moment, then we can walk back around them and push them from the left. We can launch redirectable fireballs. The problem with that is there's no way for me to do so while being close enough to the bottom row to actually make the things go off, to make the blocks be there when the fireball arrives. So actually, never mind. And I definitely couldn't do this from anywhere else in the map, like the other side where I'm having shadow clones do things, because obviously the blocks would just be black holes then too. Yeah, no, I have to be over here. The problem with this is a strategy. The problem with, like, you know, breaking our vertical coverage is that, like, I can't, or our vertical sync is that I can't change it because there's only one place in this column where we can leave the column. It's always going to end up being the case that when I leave the column, he's in that spot, right? It's possible that I could avoid getting myself into this situation, maybe, if we restarted and did the movement differently. Maybe I got myself trapped in a pattern here that is in fact avoidable. This is really frustrating though, because we're like so close. Yeah, there's simply no way I'll ever be able to do this. Alright, let me try re-entering again and seeing if I can avoid if there's a critical thing about the positioning here that is avoidable. Actually, I wonder if I needed to restart there, actually. I mean, it's not the end of the world to just kill the dude. Okay. So we managed to set this up again. If only we could do the rest of the work from right here. We'll try to be very fucking careful. So in order to lever you up out of there, I'm going to need to go up here. We're going to need to go at least... I mean, maybe the thing to do is to move the middle one first. There's pretty decent odds this won't end up making enough of a difference. remember. I gotta remember where I'm at. That's an extra little challenging wrinkle to this whole nightmare. Okay. So that's a good one. I can get a little higher up here to enable me to take you a little higher up. All right, that's perfect. Now I have to figure out how to reposition myself so that I am in the correct spot when the shooting has to occur here. Which is to say, I need to be in this column to my left, actually. Wait a minute. Is this impossible? I would never be able to shoot the last one. Unless I would have to set up a move such that the shadow clone moving left triggers the final shot. Because I have to be standing here. This is the only place on the whole map where I can stand. Well, I guess this isn't the only place. It's here or here. But the point remains, like, it would have to be a movement. It would have to be me moving left into a space, so the clone moving right somehow that causes the final shot. So I think, actually, with that understanding, I think I can actually do that. Okay, I think I need to... I only need 2 more good shots. I think I need to press the flame that's directly above the shadow clone right now to the left, then move the other fire up into the position that that flame is in now, and then press the one that will be on the black hole space over to the right twice, and that'll redirect its last 2 fireballs. But I have to figure out how to position you such that that can actually happen. Wow, I can get this guy like way out there. I'm actually going to... Yeah, I can just kill him. Hold on. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to reset. Because I think I've got his movement so desync from mine that he's like kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so I want you to shove this guy to the right once. Oh, right. The elementals can't do that. Well, shit then. Never mind. My whole plan is bad. Actually, the problem is that my entire plan is stupid and bad. But, like, this observation remains correct. The only ways to enter a space and have that last block be solid are for me to move from here to here, in that way, from here to here, or from here to here, or here to here. 2 of those are downward movements, which would mean that the shadow clone is moving upward. That's a non-starter. We don't have enough elementals to build a chain where I can shoot a fireball upward, have it redirected laterally, and then redirected downward again. It requires more elementals than we have. So it has to get done with one of these leftward moves, which is going to be a rightward move for the shadow clone, but that's not possible. Because of the position of everything. Which means this is not the answer. Bloody hell, I felt like I was really on something there. Okay, alright. So yeah, I probably never would have been able to destroy the second to last one, and I certainly would never be able to destroy the last one. Alright, different plan. I didn't actually see another plan. There's something about this that I'm approaching fundamentally incorrectly. Yeah, I mean, there's no kind of block pushing that's going to help here. I don't know. On that one, I simply don't know. All right, I left a star up on a screen somewhere not too far above us, didn't I? Maybe not really. Maybe the last one is quite a ways back up here. Yes, there's that, and then I did not leave one on this screen. So there's 2 stars, as far as I can tell. 2 stars left on this island, which would take us to 95. There's another 14 stars somewhere else. I don't even know how to... What am I missing that allows for there to be 14 stars somewhere else? I guess let's really quickly, before we retire for the day, let's really quickly take a look at each of the remaining islands. So I'll start down here in this, like, extreme corner of the map. Okay, the snake's eyes are still lit. That's interesting. But not on this screen. Huh. There's no eyes. Did I try walking down here? No, I did not. That's a lot of stars. So wait, what is this? I guess that's just like, okay. That's trivial to do, but you couldn't do it unless you had all of the elemental items. Okay, well this helps. This like bizarre treasure trove certainly helps. All right, and now we have the same number of all of the pick-upable items, which does make me feel a little bit better. Just making sure, you know. I will notice that the snake's eyes are not red on this screen. Nor are they red on this screen anymore. We can't map here, right? No, I can't map. And you know what? They're not red on this screen either, but this screen does have one of those, like, could be a shallow water connections up at the top, but you can't actually get to it, so never mind. Okay, well, that's something. There's still 10 stars unaccounted for, I think. But that's good. Cross that off the list. And you know, that being something that is that relatively obvious does give me some hope. That thing down there is not an island, huh? Right? We're convinced that I can't actually get to that thing down there. Oh, right, the water. Now, there are some places on some of the islands where there are still red snake eyes. I think. This eye didn't disappear. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to, but it's weird that it didn't. It's making me curious. I guess we could, yeah, I guess we could just... Can you get everywhere with the bird? It's a pretty cool bird. No, only to the major islands. So can I cancel? I'm just gonna, yeah. I'll just go by turtle, thank you. I wish I could flip through my maps. You know, just like look at the collection of all of the maps and see which things still have things marked on them. It is weird that there's a block here that we never undid, but there doesn't seem to be any loot here, and the snake is not glowing. I do really appreciate the snake eyes hint system, and the fact that it lets you know very cleanly and clearly when you are done with an area. Speaking of which, the snake is red here. I mean, we know there's something weird going on with this area, right? Because we know that this exists. So, you know, that's one. Once again, another secret that was not indicated in any way. Well, I mean, it was indicated by the presence of this. I should say it was not indicated on the screen that you trigger it on in any way other than the, you know, snake eyes. Mostly just running around looking at the snake. I guess this might be a better thing to do off camera. We're gonna check the interior parts of the island in just a moment. Because this could be a little tedious, you know, checking every screen on every island one more time. But, like, I honestly do not know what else to do to account for our missing collectibles. Okay, I do believe we've picked up everything on this this island up here, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, looks like it's a very quick and easy check at the very least. And we know that up here is just the end of the game. What a weird set of puzzles. Okay, no red dragon eyes anywhere on the island. I am choosing to trust that. A lot of the individual puzzles have been very cool to solve, I will say that. Walking through all this, I'm being forced to remember them. Alright, so do pay good attention to the red snake eyes. The red snake eyes hold all of the answers at this point. Alright, so we're just checking everything that's connected to this body of water first. You know, there are 3 keys there. Maybe I'm not as done. Yeah, there's some. Hold on. Hold on. There's still shit on Tidal Reef. How did I, like. How did I not complete Tidal Reef? Alright, well, first of all. Gotta figure this out now. This is a weird area. I'm just doing a snake eye check, everybody. No worries. Okay, we do in fact have red eyes here. Could it be a waterfall thing? Not a waterfall thing. Well, what on earth is it gonna... It is a little bit like the check engine light. I mean, you're star-like. You're star-shaped. I was gonna say little... Oh. Oh! Oh, this island's, like, really unfinished. How did I leave this island so unfinished? Okay, well, that did remove the snake eyes. The snake eyes are red here, and it's, yep, indeed just an indicator of the music. I can't believe I did not remember at all that there was a place where we hadn't even played the song yet. Hold on, where was that? It was to the screen directly to the left. Does this one? Yep, this one does in fact now have a visible note on it. That clears the snake eyes, so... Feeling a little silly at this moment. Like, I knew we came back here after we earned more of our abilities, but I guess I never came back, like, when I had everything. So my guess is this is going to turn out to be the place where all of our missing stars are. Because the song alone is worth 3. There's a key up there for some reason. I mean, I guess I ought to get it, right? Not that it's important. I'm trying to remember how I did this. Yeah, because I want to be able to get all the way up here. And then... I can turn you into a tide block. Nope, that doesn't work the way I wanted it to. So if I push you over this, do you completely cover the hole? No, you don't. All right, hold on. Because I don't want... If I push this here, and then I push you to there, and then you to there... Actually, maybe I didn't even do that yet. Hold on. Let's get another water block here. Make you float there. Yep, cool. It's exactly what I was going for. Then press you into the flow. There we go. Okay, not that that matters or was worth the trouble, but as long as we were here. Yeah, there is actually a star on this screen. There's also a star that is on that other screen that would have to be accessed, it looks like, from around here. Yeah, I might not have had the cape last time I was here. Okay, so there's one there. That's the musical instrument, which is a place where there will be 3 stars at stake. I pay attention to the snake eyes. They'll tell me when we hit the screen with the last music note on it. This is a very weird screen, but it does not have a red flag. And so we will ignore it. I never did actually get up there. So you just need to push a water block. No, actually, it would be okay to push the water elemental up into the hole, right? Because I can flip her in a water elemental and then jump this. Okay, now we have 1,000,000 keys. All right, no red eyes. We've been on this screen already, right? Yes. How about... no red here either. Nor here. We're very close. We've almost got it. That's very cute. They're going to turn into... we have to play them like... we're going to put the water elementals in those bowls and play them like singing bowls. That's very... it's a very cute idea for an instrument. Okay, we have red snake eyes here. There is also a star ungathered. Ah, and there's the music note on that raised platform, which is trivially accessible if the water level is higher, which we can do on the screen above, which I can't actually get to. Yeah. Cool. Great work, me. Hey, kids. What's up? Excuse me. Never mind me. Just let me, get up here. Okay, there we go. The full song is available. And now there's just a matter of... there being a couple of stars that have to be earned on this screen. And also, so there's two stars on this screen, plus one still left over here. Just making sure I'm not missing any others. Plus these 3. So that's 6, taking us to 105. There's 2 more left on Shadow Island, taking us to 107. So there's still a couple more somewhere else, but I'm feeling a lot better now. Like before, it felt like I was missing an island worth of stars, and I guess in a way it was. So there's just a couple missing on some of the lesser islands. All right, that feels like something we can track down. I am not actually going to solve these puzzles here. That is going to be where we pick up next time. Thank you all so much for watching. We are very nearly done with this one. And I'm feeling a little bit more confident now that we're no longer like inexplicably 1,000,000 miles from our goal. But there is still that one puzzle on the Shadow Island that I don't have any idea how to approach. So that's a concern. Come back next time to see if I figure something out, and we'll see you then.